Hello, and welcome to Come Across the Jersey Guy Podcast. I'm Lewis, here with Kenny, and our friend, the Jersey Guy.
Woohoo!
How's it going, my friends?
How you doing? Everything spiffy?
You know I sound.
Yeah, it's still cold out in this bitch. Yeah,
Whenever someone does that voice, they always do the face.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
have to.
and you gotta move your head too, bro.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
You know I saying.
You know what I'm saying? That is awesome.
And I don't mean any disrespect in any way. As a matter of fact, it's a sign of a compliment when I do something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for me, it's more of because I like it that much.
Yeah, you gotta say
I want to be able to say it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
So
You like the Cuban accent.
I do.
There you go.
Man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or whatever it was I did. I don't know what accent it
It
was.
sounded like it.
Yeah.
Was it Cuban?
Like you were like Scarface. You're talking
Yeah.
about Scarface.
Oh, yeah, huh? Get the fuck out of here, right? Don't talk to me that way, okay? You and your little titties, go over there.
You know what girls like? They like ice cream.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
All right, Sir Lou, go.
so tonight's podcast, we're going to do a podcast on sleep terrors.
Okay.
I just had one recently,
Okay.
so I want to share it.
All right.
If it's my first one I've ever had, and I didn't like it, and I wasn't having it.
Oh, wait, that was the
no,
first
I
time
mean-
you ever had one?
Yeah.
I mean-
Oh,
and
no
I was
shit.
not having it. So
I've had bad dreams, but I felt
like I was
really
being-
bad dreams, but not like where they say like you're.
I felt like I was being held down, and I was trying to get out of it. I was
that's
trying-
sleep paralysis, right?
And I
Is
was,
that-
you know,
think so.
right? And I felt weird. It was like something was just at the time, whatever it was freaking me out. I got so mad that I was like, "Get off!" Fuck. I screamed that loud.
Oh my god.
Right.
Sorry. Scared the hell out of my wife. She almost pissed herself. All right.
Yes.
It's true. Oh my
For her, it
God,
must
man.
have been-
But I was so
that's
angry
great.
because I was not having it. I was
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
I wasn't giving into that. I was like, yeah. So I'm glad I had that kind of
I'm not
response.
laughing
Yeah.
at you, I'm just laughing
But it
at
was
you.
a weird, but it was scary as hell at the same time. Don't get me wrong. I was
Yeah.
it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was cornered, and I was like, yo,
Yep.
no, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm
And
out.
you've never ever had one. That
There's
lets
a
you
lot
know.
of knocking on wood.
Well, I'm just
going
saying,
on,
yeah.
But
you never don't know.
No, I mean I've had
them.
some like terrifying
Knock on wood, I
dreams,
haven't
but
had-
not like
Knock on wood.
being like that.
Yeah, and you've never had one other than the
Just
other night.
recently.
See, I've had several throughout my life. And
No, I haven't.
like, I've had a lot.
I've had the weird thing where you feel like somebody's in the room with you or something like that. You ever have that?
Oh, yeah.
Or you think somebody's around the house, or you don't want to move. You're just laying in bed. Oh my God. What the?
Yeah, really.
You ever had that happen? You
Yeah,
get
no, I
so
don't-
scared that you're paralyzed. You paralyze yourself
Hey,
by
you know
being
what they-
scared.
Oh no, not that's not that. Like that never happened.
Yeah,
to me.
I think when I was younger, I did that once.
Really?
I was bugging out. I was
You know when that used
upstate,
to
I think.
happen every time? The theme song used to scare the crap out of me. The remember Unsolved Mysteries?
Oh,
That show I used to do it
Oh,
all the
yeah.
time. I would get scared, like, oh no one's in the house. I hope there's no scary, evil murderer. You know,
Right.
like
that is great.
yeah.
Well, let me
Right,
read
that-
something about night
Like,
terrors real quick.
Well, wait. Which
Go
part,
ahead.
which part? What kind of? What are you gonna read? Like where it originated? Or I mean, where it
No,
originates?
something-
Because
night
I was gonna
terrors.
say who. I was gonna start off with
Also known
commonly.
as sleep terrors.
All right, so go ahead. You go first.
Go ahead. You want to do comedy?
Because I was gonna say like so.
I was
Night
saying-
terrors are more common in kids.
Really?
And
I do
it's
know that. I
rare.
read that.
Right, and it's rare in adults.
That's correct.
So then that's why I was saying if mine was going to be the pre to yours. So what you're going to read?
So what I was going to read was night terrors, also known as sleep terrors, are also episodes of intense fear, screaming, and failing while still asleep. They usually occur during the non-rapid eye movement, NREM
REM,
stage.
right.
Thank you. Stage of sleep, often when the first few hours of falling asleep. Unlike nightmares, which happen during REM sleep and are often remembered, night terrors typically have no memory of the event. So you could have that too. I was lucky enough I remember what happened.
So what
And-
did you see? What happened in the dream? Like
I
was
felt
it
like
that
these
you were-
black things were sticking into me, bro.
like needles.
I didn't feel
swords?
them.
Like-
it was
like-
just the fact that something was going in me and I didn't like it.
Like Venom's like
It was weird.
Like,
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, like that.
It was weird.
But
weird.
and so
I
you
can't
didn't
explain
feel
it.
going in, and you just couldn't move, and it was like these black
I could feel
shadows,
myself.
like trying to struggle.
I wasn't having it.
Right.
I was like, I'm going the other direction. I'm not going to give in to this. And then
Yeah.
I screamed like I did earlier.
Yeah.
And so just scared the hell out of my wife.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I apologize.
Yeah,
because
right.
It was surreal. It was like something was holding me down. And to believe that that's the thing I want to get into. So they often talk about, they say those are one of the things that do people actually believe what different cultures believe. It's actually something
I was going to
not
say.
some you're doing, but something body or something else is doing it to you.
Yeah,
Like,
like a spirit or
like a spirit or
demon
right.
Yeah.
Well, so dig it. So in mine, and I've had this for a while, so I don't even know how far back it is that somebody actually did that shit to me or whatever it was, but that I'll see two shadows, like one at the foot of my bed and one kind of like next to me down by my
scary,
knee,
bro.
and they're kind of like holding me down. I can't move. I could just like move my eyes and I could look to like my feet to the foot of the bed and I can see them, and then I'm like, but I can't say it or do anything loud enough. That's fine. And I can't move, and I could almost see like they're almost like on a smile, but there's no teeth, there's no mouth, like just like these little shadow figures.
Right.
And then I'm like, and I
Kind
can
of like
see
in
the
that
room.
movie, man.
Which movie?
What the hell was the one with the balls? He was sticking his head.
Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
I
I
didn't
could
see that
see that. And it's crazy because, and I said, so that then it wasn't until now, till now being married that I have somebody to wake me up. Because it almost always happened when I was by
Alone,
myself.
which sucks even
So then
more.
I can't move and I can't do anything.
man.
So then, and I'm awake. And I'm awake. I know I'm awake because I could see, like I could see the car lights, in the window kind of shit.
Right.
I can see that I move. Like I can see that, that I'm stuck pinned under the covers and shit like that. And then I'm bugging out, like I said. So it's mostly in kids under 13
Which
that have
makes
these night
sense.
terrors. So then I can understand from when they're saying that there could be a trauma, because that's what they said.
So you're saying we're reliving a trauma that we did when we were kids?
I know I probably am, whatever it is that's stressing me out.
Or it could be anything really
subconsciously.
in your life. Think about it.
Right, that I'm, whether
Who's
it's
to say you
work
can't have
or
one because of what's going on
or
now?
family issue. Right. But I'm saying that, for kids, we always assume that they are going or what their mind processes as a trauma. You know what I mean? That we're supposed to be able to cope better as we get older. So then we
that's
wouldn't
the whole
have
idea.
that tremor. Well, yeah, I get it, but that's what the I guess it's quote unquote logic is. That as we get older, we can deal with our traumas better. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's that we're actually able to voice our issues,
You would hope.
or
Not everybody can do that.
right? Or that you'd be able to work through it to where you're not going to have these kind of bad dreams and such. You know what I mean? So then here I am, that I'm having them probably more often than you would think.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm
something's
saying?
going on. You think
Yeah,
something's
and
going
I
on.
just don't even
Just
know
go see
what
a
it
shrink,
is.
man. Go talk to somebody.
But I
do
don't- but-
hypnosis on you.
Well, then I'm afraid.
We should get a hypnosis for
Then
the
I
show
should. Then I
and do
start
it right
talking,
here on the podcast.
Then my
right?
ass to start saying shit for real. Yeah, like yo, listen, I didn't know.
Right,
you
shut
put
it down.
that-
Shut it down.
for real. Yeah.
That'll be fun. We should do that.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to be hypnotized.
I said
bro.
that to him. He was like, I don't know if that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I don't know, dude, because we might end up saying some crazy shit. Yeah. Yo,
That
yeah.
would be fun.
No, don't call me chicken. I don't give a fuck. Call me chicken all day long. It's all good.
So,
but sorry, go ahead. Luke.
so
Back
check
to
it
the
out.
Night terrors.
I'm
Sleep causes of night terrors: sleep deprivation,
Right?
stress or anxiety,
Yeah.
sleep disorders, conditions that sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome can play a role.
Yeah.
Fever, obviously we know that. You know when you have fever and then you're taking your medicine, you're gonna have some kind of crazy fucking dream over the top of your head. But I don't know if I would have a night terror. It was usually like something crazy.
Really?
Because you remember, right? Your mom gave you your cough medicine. You had to go lay down and you're sweating it out or whatever, and then you wake up you're like, wait,
Well, that's the thing. That's not.
what the hell did I just have? What the hell was
but
that?
that's when I sleep or I have slept my calmest.
Genetics.
So now that's why I would have to say it's kind of like, hereditary. Not hereditary.
Could be
but
hereditary.
just but I don't know I don't know anybody in the family that ever had
Hey,
night
dude, bro,
terrors.
pay attention to your life, man.
No. I'm talking about the people, everybody else in their life is what. I didn't pay no mind to asking them about night terrors. So I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Well, you
Right.
see, so then that could be, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's
Well, so
wild.
check it out. They have cultural
Right.
experiences, what they believe. Certain cultures believe different things when it comes to that stuff, rather than it just to be the logical. It's probably this or that or whatever the reason. Causes of night terrors. Let's see. I just did this. Cultural connections, supernatural, relic,
Okay.
right? Spiritual and interpretations, central massages,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So that's pretty cool when you think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that is. That's wild. Like, and I know PTSD.
Not that it's good for you, but I'm saying the fact that cultures look at it differently. You know,
Right,
they're just
right,
looking
yeah.
at it.
It's like, you know-
something's going on, and that spirit's
Right.
coming to visit you or whatever. You know, I
Yeah.
always when I think of stuff like that, when they say cultural, I always think of the American and Indian, always, because they were all about medicine and the spirit and living off the land and doing it for the time that they needed to, and they did it the right way.
Well, I think all cultures
and-
had an indigenous I know all cultures have an indigenous.
So they would believe in
history.
stuff like that. Is
Right,
what I'm
so they
saying.
believed all that
and they always
stuff,
had
you know?
some. They would do their own dances and everything for
Right.
it. So
Yep.
you know,
And it's to ward off all evil
Right.
and bring you the good luck and all that other good stuff.
who's to say it doesn't work?
Yeah. Well, I believe. I mean, listen.
I believe that. You know,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I said I would believe that.
Yeah, I think anything that makes you feel better is the work, as long as it's not causing harm to you or those around you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then, you know, do it. Like you said, you know, you just have to be safe in anything and everything you do. You know, that's the hard part. That's the hard part. But I know PTSD is a trigger for night terrors. You know what I mean? And anything's a PTSD. Anything that was a traumatic stress to you
Right.
is what it can be. What you got?
So we were just talking about the cultures, right? So you have Western culture, Middle Eastern cultures, Asian cultures. So Western cultures, in many Western cultures, night terrors have often been seen through the lens of a psychological and medicine. They are considered sleep disorder and explanations rooted in biological stress and genetics. That's critics. That's us.
Yeah.
Of course. Because we had fucking overanalyzed everything in this fucking country. Middle Eastern cultures. In some Middle Eastern cultures, night terrors are sometimes attributed to the jinn, the supernatural beings that can influence human
I
affairs.
heard about those.
Protective measures, such as reciting prayers
Isn't
or
that
plaque.
what the genies were called?
Placing religious objects nearby and believed to ward off the entities. Any entities, for that matter.
The jinn, isn't that supposed to be
Yes.
similar to what the genies were, or
Yeah.
what they
Right.
were? The genies were called. They were like these
But
demons.
that
or
was right,
something.
exactly. And it's crazy because they're doing on like the Discovery Channel, History Channel, stuff like that. They're going out to where, like you were saying before, with indigenous, the American Indians, and they're going out to like a lot of their old, I don't want to say grave sites and stuff, but like where they used to do their powwows and stuff, where it was a super spiritual connection for them to have their meetings. And people are seeing like the skinwalkers and stuff like that. And that's, you know, what people associate to what is the night terrors. You know, they said that once they follow you home and stuff like that, because you were doing something wrong, that's when you got the night terrors.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Something's going on.
Right.
That's stressful in your life. That's just practically paralyzing you. You know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
And you're doing it to yourself, you know?
Right, exactly.
So Asian cultures, Chinese cultures. In traditional Chinese medicine, night terrors are sometimes linked to imbalance in the body, qi, right? Okay, that makes sense. Because the qi is, absolutely. Remedies might include acupuncture, herbal tea, treatments, and dietary changes to restore the balance. Japanese and in Japan, night terrors are occasionally associated with the kaiden ghost stories. Some people believe that spirits of the ghosts cause the experiences, rituals, and practices to appease and ward off spirits may be employed. I'm sorry. Simple, yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
African cultures. And then you got indigenous, which
Right.
is the American Indian, which
yeah.
we're going to read when you're done.
No, go ahead. No. I wasn't
keep
saying.
going.
I was gonna just go off of what you had already read, but read that one.
Indigenous. Various indigenous cultures around the world may view terrors as a message from ancestors or spirit world. The experiences could be interpreted as important warnings or guidance. necessitating the investment of the community, elder spiritual leaders, to decipher any meaning.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I apologize.
It's all right.
These cultural interpretations reflect diverse ways that human societies understand and cope with the unknown, blending science, spirituality, and tradition. Have they encountered any cultural interpretations of night terrors that you might find particularly interesting?
You know, the thing is with night terrors, I like, it happens to more than one person.
Right.
That's what makes me think it could be otherworldly. I'm not,
Okay.
I know
Who's to
some
say it's
people
not?
go, oh, that's woo, but like, think about it.
The nerd
Like-
in me says possibly, of course.
Like,
That's
how
it
is it a phenomenon that happens to a lot of people? You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be something a little more
this stuff
to
that-
it. Something supernatural, something,
Right.
you know,
Well, that's what we were
maybe
saying
not
before.
a demon, maybe something, a multi-dimensional being,
Right,
like
but
stuff
that-
like that.
but
you know
that's
what I
just-
mean?
Either way,
that
it's still
happens-
scary as all hell.
Yeah, no,
When you have one,
definitely.
you'll know. When
Okay,
you know
no,
the
it is,
experience, let
yeah.
me know how you
I
feel.
know.
But the thing is this, though.
But like,
if
you know what I mean? It's too coincidental that it happens to multiple people. Like, you know, there's something to it. You know,
but there's a lot of people that have,
You know what I mean?
a lot of people are stressed out
yeah,
for whatever it is,
yeah.
whether it's your job, whether it's, your
Whatever,
groceries,
stressful
whatever
life
it is.
existing
Yeah,
in,
right. It's
you know,
super
in our
stressful.
society. Yeah.
So then it's gotten to the point where, think about it, how many people in our age range really go to therapy? You know what I'm saying? No. I'm saying like how many?
Well,
So out of
what
a million people,
percentage of people?
yeah. So you would say like maybe 5.
Yeah, our range or my range, because I'm a little older.
Well, I'm just saying, and in
right,
our
so
10
just say
years,
we're
in our
50,
10
okay,
year,
okay.
10, 12 year, spread here,
I
because
think more than
you think
more than
50%.
before.
Right,
Probably
but
more
I
than
guess-
before.
So that's what I'm saying. So now we say 50%. So 50% of people in our 12-year spread right here, okay, that then
go untreated.
that go untreated, we're looking at maybe 75%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of the population in this age range does not go to any kind of therapy. So then they don't know how to cope with, because
depends
they're
on
at that
the-
age that we're stressing out and stuff. Like there's shit that I'm stressing out about now that I never would have stressed out about. You know what I mean? That I didn't start stressing out about. And I'm it's a pain in the ass. It's a hassle because I'm stressing out about it now. So I get angry
It
at
sucks to
myself.
stress out. So
that then now
you waste
when
time
I was,
and you lose it,
exactly.
and it's on your mind, and it's you're occupied with it, and it just
And
kind of
the
almost rules your life in a sense, in a way,
right,
you know.
and
it
the same
sucks.
the same coping skills that I've had
Going through it right
to
now.
deal with,
Just kidding.
yeah, right. The same coping skills don't work for all the things that I have, that I'm stressed out about now. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes some of the things that you're used to doing don't necessarily work with this particular situation you're encountering or going through.
Right. And but then the thing, like I said
it's
before,
like, oh
I don't even know what's
God.
going on. Like I can't even sit back and say, yeah, this is what's happening. So then, I'm stressing out over this stuff. You know what I mean?
Like you need a fucking hole in your head.
Oh yeah, right. So then, you get that anxiety.
That
You
expression
get
when we were growing
whatever.
up, the parents said that shit all the time.
Yeah.
It's old school. Sorry, people.
But that's that's I think that's something that people have to understand and realize. I guess we just have to be able to try to talk it out. Maybe talking out would be easier, or if you suffer from these kind of bad dreams as a whole, because you said you don't get the night.
Well, you
terrors,
need
but
to talk
have bad
about it.
dreams.
You should talk about it. You
I've
should
had
describe
some-
what's
I've had
going on.
some,
You need to find somebody that you can be comfortable with.
Right. Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
be able to
I've
sit in
had
front of them
many,
and tell them what's going on, no matter
Right.
how bad you feel or uncomfortable you are. The only way you can do it, if you address it, the
Right.
idea is that you'll probably wind up
Right. Finding out what
9
it is
times
and be
out of
able to
10,
work it through.
maybe a little less. Maybe the percentage is lower than that. But either way, if you don't try at least, anyway, think about it. Would you rather do that than just to let it happen?
Yeah, we were talking before we were recording. I've had some crazy dreams. I've had dreams of falling. That's that I've had before. But then I've had a dream where I was in an explosion and I went up in the air,
Dude,
and then I
insane.
woke up. But not even better. I've had dreams of being in a nuclear explosion.
No, but are you
All right, man.
bugging out?
from not from close, where I'm watching the mushroom cloud and it's just getting closer and closer and closer, and then I get blown back, and then I wake up.
But
Like,
are you? But now,
How
so
messed up is that?
after the dreams, though, do you think about what the dream came from? Like, do you go and you
Just
look it
something you
up?
watched,
yeah,
ate,
just something that you saw
maybe.
beforehand. Like,
This
did you
was-
watch an action flick before, you know, or
I don't know,
some?
this is years
they
ago.
asked
This is
the show?
back in like the early 2000s.
Oh, that was the last
were you
time you
tripping
did
on
it.
it
Yeah,
that time?
I
You
was
must
having
have
a
been
lot
tripping.
back then.
You must have been tripping on something.
No,
like
I
that.
wasn't. I really wasn't using.
Yeah, see?
using
No?
any, like,
You didn't
I wasn't
know-
doing
no,
anything. I wasn't even
ganja,
smoking
nothing?
weed back then. No,
Wow.
I was,
Yeah.
you know, I was just around drinking age. So
Oh,
that was,
yeah.
like, the thing. But you know, and actually, that I've had actually alcohol has induced like
Right.
a
So
lot of that. But
right,
like I
so-
don't know what that is. Like I've had like for instance, almost exactly 1 year, like maybe 11 months before 9/11. We went to Italy. My friend was studying abroad. We went there and like I drank a whole bottle of grappa that night.
Whoa,
I was
tell me
I
about
was
this.
19. You know,
Right.
I was like, because there was no drinking age there, so we took advantage of it. And I had this dream that like I was in like Edgewater. At the time I was working this like security job. I was like one of those parking lot security guards, and a friend from my high school was with me, and we just see a bunch of like airliners and like fighter jets like shooting them down. And my friend goes, "Oh, they're attacking us again." And I was like, but then when 9/11 happened, I was like, wait, maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's the planes are the ones that they're shooting down the planes because they're the ones who are going to attack us or
Yeah.
something. It was like, I had this like
It's crazy.
freak out.
that's
you know?
wild.
The dreams
So I
are-
don't know if that was related, but it could have been.
Well,
Right.
that's
It could have been.
that's
it's like-
definitely
it's-
something to be
it's like
concerned about.
somewhere-
You know,
It's
like
a
why
bad
are you having
dream,
those
right.
dreams?
But then I've had dreams of like nuclear explosions and shit.
Right.
I've had a lot of dreams of planes falling from the sky, and now,
Wow,
and
they're happening. Now it's
what's
happening.
going on?
Oh,
you know?
here's this
Please,
guy.
no, let's
Yeah,
not talk about
seriously.
that.
But no, I'm
Well,
just saying.
so-
that
No, you're right,
it
though.
is happening in the news. you know?
Well, so the other scientific thing on the night terrors, it's it's deficiencies. So so mind you, everybody, I'm going on Dr. Google stuff here. So vitamin deficiencies can cause night terrors, or they think that it might be a contributing factor. So decreased serum vitamin D, calcium, decreased calcium, things like that can contribute to you not having, to you actually having these night terrors and whatnot. Again, that's why I think they say that it's more for kids because, kids are trying to eat junk food all the time.
Right.
We can do
I never
whatever.
had that happen to me when I was a kid. That's the thing.
And yeah, but see, I've had this shit like my whole life.
Right. Okay. But see, I only had it the one time. So it means that whatever was going on at the time, if that's the case, or whatever I was stressing about,
Right.
that's what supposedly it came from. I just felt like it was a little bit more than that. And I didn't like it. And I wasn't about to have it. So
Yeah.
I told them so.
Well, see, so now here's a couple of meds that they say can cause night terrors. Prozac, Zoloft, Lexapro,
No,
Celexa, and
no.
Paxil.
Yeah, I don't take any of those things.
Yeah. But I'm just bugging out because
It has to listen. If it's random the way it was and it didn't happen again,
Mm-hmm.
which it didn't. Luckily, I'm thankful for that. I'm not being
Right.
a smart ass because I don't want it to come back.
right.
It was just what were you like? What you were just saying. It's just for the one time, it was pretty scary. It wasn't nice. It wasn't uncomfortable. It felt like you were being restricted. Like somebody was holding you down, and you didn't like it. So, for it to happen now is what I was trying to say. Means that something was going on. Either I was stressing about something,
Right.
or something was going because it
Right.
was so random. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It just kind of
Mm-hmm.
happened, and then but I just haven't figured out what though. I mean, I could probably point to a number of different things at one time.
Right. But then,
Saying,
for me,
this,
that's
that,
just
or the
fishing.
other thing, or
Yeah. But you're fishing because now you're trying to find a reason, an excuse,
Well,
whatever.
not excuse necessarily. I like to figure out when shit happens to me that
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain right off the bat, and then I try to figure it out and go, okay, you know what? That might make sense. And I do figure it out. It takes a little while. Like it'll just happen random.
Right.
Like it's not 2 days, 3 days. Sometimes you go, yeah,
Yeah.
that thing that happened, and you're like, oh, okay, now I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you guys had that happen to you.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. But for me, having the dreams like you have, Tom, right? Watching jumping off a building. They say if you jump off a building and you hit the ground, you
dead.
die.
You're supposed to die.
yeah.
But
Meanwhile, I've hit the ground.
have
Is
you
it
ever,
like the
wait, wait,
Matrix?
did you just not? Were you actually jumped off a building, or were you just falling in your dream?
So before there was Matrix, I was having like Matrix dreams, like
You were
I was
jumping
able
off
to
shit.
jump off of things, or that I I
And you
have
make
had
like amazing feats, like you jump
stuff
from one
like
building
that.
to another.
Yes, things like
I've had
that.
flying dreams where I've actually flew.
Right,
I've
but
had
and
that too.
mine,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
Those are great.
I've
I
done
love
that.
that.
I've
Those are
tripped
great.
off of a building. Yes, not that I was jumping off. Like I didn't jump off to my death. You know what I mean? Like if I was trying to fly in the dream, so I had jumped off.
I just had the
know what I
dream
mean?
where I was just falling.
Okay,
Like I never really. I mean, I'm not to say that I may have had a dream where I fell off of something in my dream, like, but it wasn't like I was jumping. Usually, the falling thing is what would happen, and you would wake up
right,
like, what the, like,
Yeah.
before you would hit the bottom or whatever it is.
right.
That feeling that you get, you actually feel like you're falling
Yeah.
because your body mimics it.
So now you
mimics it.
falling asleep like that and jumping in your sleep means that you're actually asleep. Like now now you're out. That's when your body, like, that's that twitch.
I've had that
when you
happen.
pass
I
out.
get that twitch once in a while.
And that's,
You ever get that where you've been laying and you're just like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
that.
Yeah, that's supposed to be that you've actually gone to sleep. Like now you're in your, beyond the REM
I've
stuff
heard
that you're
before.
knocked
I've heard
out.
That before.
Yeah, so you're
Or like
still asleep.
or like I've also heard something like your body's asleep but your
Right.
mind isn't.
Yeah,
Or
well,
something,
and
or
that's the
vice
shit.
versa, or your mind's asleep
Yeah.
but your body's not asleep. That's what it is. Your mind is asleep faster than your body's asleep.
Exactly.
And
That's why you do that
Yeah.
joke, right?
there's
That's-
like both haven't gone fully
Yeah.
gone to sleep
Right.
yet.
But then that goes back to where maybe
Yeah.
this might be one of those things where if you're having these kind of bad dreams, that we go back to the other episode we did and have those tones or the things to help you.
Oh,
the
you're talking about
relaxation.
yeah.
So like listen to 528, which is a really good
right
sleep.
to do those things to help your body
yeah, it hurts.
the binaural
rest.
beats, or no,
And-
the frequency.
frequencies.
Yeah, which
But that is
we listen to
all-
it every night.
Yeah,
I swear,
so
I'm not
now,
lying to you.
but that's on the assumption.
And it works.
If we're gonna go by the scientific stuff, what they say the night terrors are, where it's to help
off, you're on the
so
wrong
that you're off.
frequency?
right? Yeah, that's where I'm going with this right now.
Okay, you're on the
you
wrong
know what I mean?
frequency. That makes
So
sense.
then
You're in
that
a
could
different-
be why, right?
Right.
Because again, if it's a PTSD kind of thing,
Right.
and you need to just
Right.
even
you,
out
you
again,
experience that.
that could be what it is. You know,
That makes
what I'm
sense.
saying? You never know. Because I'm telling you, man, listen, for those who've never had night terrors, again, God bless, and I'm hope, that nobody has to deal
Right.
with that shit. But they do kind of freak you out. And if you're by
They do.
yourself, it sucks because there's nobody there to wake you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's nobody there
Yeah.
to jolt you. Like, mine, like you said in yours that you were actually like, get off. You know what
I
mean?
got on. I
"Get
yelled
off."
loud.
Yeah, I can't. I'm
I
like,
got off.
"Ugh." Like, I can't even speak.
That's loud. No,
Yeah.
not you. You do that. I was how I
Yeah.
yelled earlier.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Was exactly how I yelled.
Yeah,
and I
no.
scared the living shit out of my wife.
Yeah, no, mine, I can't speak. I can't do it. I can
What
do like that moan.
Hell.
Yeah, and Jessica was like,
Trying to wake you up. See,
like,
that's
what the hell's
scary. That's
going on?
scary. No. Whatever I had, I didn't like. I'm not bragging or anything.
Right.
I'm not trying to. I do not want to experience that again. But I wasn't. I just felt like I needed to push back. Is the way I felt in the dream. Like so, they talk about spiritual and ghosts. Many tribes believe that night terrors are caused by spirits or ghosts. These entities might be ancestors trying to communicate to you.
Right.
Malevolent spirits causing unrest.
So that then I want to know who the hell.
Which is what Tom was saying earlier.
Yeah,
He thinks
I mean,
that.
because I make a lot of fucked up jokes.
Some good stuff
you
here.
know.
Yeah, that's why I'm always wondering, sometimes there's stuff is more than surface.
What about this?
Like,
I don't think you want to hear this. Shapeshifters. Some stories involve shapeshifters, creatures that can transform from human into an animal form, which might be responsible for night terrors.
So
in other
then
words,
that's what the Indians are saying that are the skinwalkers.
yeah, the skinwalkers,
The
yeah.
Native Americans, that's what
Yeah.
the skinwalkers are.
Shapeshifters, yeah.
Yep. That they can actually, and those are those shadows. So that then they go. So according to their beliefs, skinwalkers can be anywhere.
Right.
Because, we don't know who, what,
Right.
where, when, or
Right,
why,
right.
whatever. Everywhere that we walk, if we really want to, get into that kind of history
Right.
stuff, everything is Native American land. So then we don't even know right now we're on a burial ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That this was burial ground, 400 years ago.
right.
You know
We
what I'm
don't know
saying?
that, but
Right.
something's saying
And then
us they
there's
don't like the
something
way
there.
here.
some people
So
that
then-
believe that what the Native Americans were seeing were extraterrestrial.
And then that's where the other
Possibly.
thing comes in.
Why not?
Or interterrestrial.
Right.
That's
exactly. And then
that's
that's where you
another
go.
theory.
And
That,
then-
that there could be living beings that live inside the Earth or something.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Really? I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
okay.
There's a
Like,
whole
there's
theory
yeah.
behind that too.
Yeah.
Well, they say that there's
Interterrestrial.
right,
right. Yeah. In the Earth
there's like higher intelligent beings like living with
that live inside the Earth.
Does
Like,
it-
I mean,
you know,
that's
just-
a
among
little
us,
more
but we don't know they're
far-fetched.
there.
no,
is
no,
what
no,
you're
no, no,
saying.
no, no, no.
Could be.
They're in like so. Like then journey to the center of the Earth.
What about the water? They say when the UFOs go in the water, supposedly they can stay under there. and,
Yeah,
you know.
right. But I'm saying so what he's talking about is more like in the center, the journey to the center
Like
of the Earth.
Skinwalker
okay,
Ranch.
You know,
gotcha.
have
You know
like
what
that
I
whole
mean?
thing. Yeah,
Right.
You ever
right.
watch like that show Skinwalker Ranch? There's like a big thing like that. Like it was weird. The couple who bought it, the first couple who bought it that started having the problems. They actually had to give permission. Like it was part of like when they bought the house, they have to have like permission to like dig.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what's in the ground there.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Right. Well, how do you
Right,
get permission?
because it was again Native Americans,
Right. Of course.
That you
don't want to
were in
disturb
there,
that land because
and
But
that's what that
but,
was.
But,
and
like,
the
but there's
spiritual-
also a theory that there's something in there.
right, yeah.
Like,
That
you know.
there's people all over that
There's a
place.
lot of-
There's
a
what
lot
like
of-
5 shows
there's
now,
a-
right?
Yeah, and there's like it's the same guy who does the narration for the Oak Island.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
Somewhere in the Atlantic.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
guy,
That
he does-
guy. That
he
Oak
goes,
Island.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
There
Frog
is a
Island or
ranch.
Right, same thing. Frog Island, Skinwalker Ranch.
There
Like
is a
those are the
ranch.
same in the same thing.
Right, I got you.
And
I like that
that's-
stuff because they're
Right.
looking for stuff. They're
When
trying to
they-
That's
find
where
it.
the Skinwalker
But they
stuff
take
comes
you
in.
on a journey and they never really get to what.
Right,
You know.
that's a downside. Like, I'm waiting for
You know,
Oak
it's
the
Island to
biggest
find this
edging
shit
in the world.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, it is.
It's
yeah,
true.
it is. But
But-
this is that stuff where they say
Same with
that all that
Skinwalker Ranch.
comes
They
in.
never get anywhere.
Right,
But
yeah,
they're-
because
but
they
they're-
don't find anything.
I do like
they-
it when they do certain things.
But there is a lot of
when they do find stuff or hear things of what
there is a lot of paranormal activity there. They've seen skinwalkers, they've seen UFOs or UAPs.
Right.
Now
Okay.
we're saying.
Yeah.
But like, there's been a lot of activity at Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker.
as of
Ranch.
late,
But
more lately than
Yeah,
there has been in a
ranch.
handful of years.
but like my thing is like the Native Americans, indigenous people, they have. There's like a lot of lore about skinwalkers, but like, who are they?
Right,
Are
so
they,
now-
are they spirits or are they like?
They could be both.
But
Whoa.
well, spirits actually.
They could
there's
be.
also a
They
debate.
could be malevolent, and they can also be
I'm
good.
starting to think that spirits are just from, the fifth dimension.
so that then
Possibly.
that's right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was
Listen,
a good group,
you know.
by the way. But you got to look
What?
at Fifth Dimension. That was a good group.
Yeah.
that was music. Sorry,
Yeah,
before
oh,
you say.
yeah.
That's-
Yeah, no, but so
Went over my head.
when you have, the Native Americans,
Right.
when they prayed in certain places, that was what they believed there may have been a portal to the other dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Skinwalker Ranch could possibly be on
could be
one of those
in the
portals,
ground, which says
right?
they
That's in
don't
the
die.
ground. That
what's,
it could be.
what's that thing that they always say? We totally went in a weird direction, but they say like if you mess with certain things, if you open certain things,
Right,
like
you
Pandora's
could leave,
box.
at least something can get in
right.
from another place.
Right.
You don't want that. So
Yeah.
they always tell you like when the Ouija board was big,
Right.
right?
Yes.
They're like, don't fuck with that thing because
Yeah, you
if
could
you open
open up
up
that
something
portal here.
and let it in, it can have a problem.
Right.
Some say that's bullshit, but at the same time, you got to really be like, yeah, maybe I should be messing
Well,
with
but
this
that's what we're saying. So then, I said if we go in that direction for the night terrors,
Right.
is where you could
something-
be
something
living.
going
If there's
on.
something going on in your space, you know what I mean? It could be that portal is open. So look, right now this year, for the next couple of months, is when the planets are going to line up, and we'll be able to see them from Earth. All the planets basically lined
It's
up.
again,
Sweet.
I need to get a telescope.
Makes
'cause
sense.
You've been able
Right.
to see a lot
of
planets
stuff.
lately.
So that then this is the year for that
Kinda
stuff.
cool.
Right.
So
This is the year of the
speaking-
snake, by the way.
Right.
Chinese New Year.
Yes. So spiritually speaking, this is when the planets are aligned and there's different energies and certain astrological signs are going to feel things a little bit differently and see things differently and have those dreams, have those feelings, have those possible night terrors, find that love or whatever the case that they put in. This guy.
Age of Aquarius.
There you go. And that's where, like I said, if we're going to look to spirituality as
Yeah.
a cause of the night terrors.
Well, listen, the American Indian was very spiritual when it came to the animals,
Right.
everything. So, they
Yeah.
worship those things because they knew that the earth itself is what gave them life, right? So
because this is
Mother
life.
Earth is what
are
we
you
should be
familiar-
protecting, taking
Right.
care of, and that's what they did. And they did
Exactly.
did a great freaking job.
Yep.
Well, are you guys familiar with the Schulman resonance?
No.
If you look it
Sounds
up,
familiar.
it's supposedly like a frequency that the Earth puts out.
Okay.
And it
Oh.
goes through ups and downs, and
Yes.
when it's a really high frequency, and like,
Right.
December was crazy. I was watching it. It was like in the white on the frequency,
Yes.
which is like high,
Too high?
frequency, and it causes people to have like insomnia. And I was in those days, I was having insomnia issues.
Well, you really?
Yeah. So then
Yeah,
that goes to what I was saying before.
Yeah.
If having these night terrors, because
part of
we're feeling it,
Or it can be
connected
the
to
opposite
Earth's
too. It can
vibrate.
make you drain.
Right. So then now you're looking at listening
Connected
to
to
those
the earth
sounds.
somehow. We
Some
don't realize it.
people, react differently too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, wait, it could also
ahead.
be witches and sorcery too.
Well, right. If
It
we're gonna,
says-
but that goes back to, but then that's still part of the skinwalker ranch stuff,
Right.
Because that's
Well,
still
let me finish what it says. In some tribes, witches and practitioners of dark magic are thought to cause night terrors as a form of punishment or mischief.
you see,
So they can do it on purpose.
right, exactly.
So it's like casting a spell almost.
Hell yeah,
It's
right,
like a Joker,
right, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
mischief,
yeah,
like you
exactly.
just like chaos,
so
like
Yeah.
just like why so serious? I'm an agent
Yeah.
of chaos. Or isn't they say that or something?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yep,
That's
it's
what,
just,
when he's burning the money, right? He says
yeah,
something
when
like
burn the
that.
money,
Oh
right?
my
Yeah,
God.
yeah,
It's like,
Yeah, but again, and
movie.
that's why we have to, like I said, we can, because of what we believe and how we see. And I'm talking every person individual, not just talking about religion or anything. Just what all of us believe could trigger these night terrors. You know what I'm saying? These are the things
I think it could be any of the above, really.
yeah,
when you
yeah. So I'm
think
saying
about it, right?
anything can be whether we want to be scientific about it and say
Could be
that
a
it's a
little bit of
vitamin
anything.
deficiency, if or taking certain kind of pills, meds to help you with whatever.
True.
It could be that if you were stressed out about something at work,
I was just gonna
that's
say, right.
something at work for adults, work
something's
stuff,
going on at home with the wife,
relationship,
or,
right? Anything like that. It could have been that somebody just stressed the living shit out of you
Family member.
driving home. Yeah,
Right.
family members could do it. If
Just
we're gonna say
remember,
adults.
though.
And adults
Just
is rare.
remember this, and we're probably going to do a podcast on this. But toxic people in your life,
Right.
regardless of who they are, whether they are family or friends, it doesn't matter. If they're making your life miserable, get rid of them.
Yeah, cut their asses off.
It's not that you don't love them; just don't need them around.
Yeah,
Well,
you can
the
see them
thing
like
is
once every
like-
2 years.
So that's what I'm saying. It goes to that too, is what I'm saying. I don't have to. I don't want to get off that. I don't want to get into that now, but you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So then now we look at kids, and kids have always been what they say have been more sensitive to a lot of things without even knowing it, whether
Yeah.
it's spiritual or just the anxieties of growing up. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I would have to say, even at my age now, I feel like I'm more sensitive, more feeling
Really?
more things and
I feel
reacting
getting older,
and
yeah.
feeling things more than I used to. And it really,
I've been a lot more
get emotional.
older, like spiritually
just like-
aware. if
just
you
okay.
say. Like,
and I would
I've
feel
been a
like
lot, yeah,
I feel
but younger.
like if I see something
Right.
that's gonna hurt or whatever, like because I can feel it.
Really?
It's like like I almost can. I don't want to experience it. You know what I mean? When I see something that's hurt or dead, like an animal on the road, things like
Right.
that, those things trigger me, and my I get totally. I feel like I kind of almost go through like a mourning in a sense. It's weird.
Well, so now they say when older people,
So
and
more in
then-
tune, I think, is possibly what it is.
Well, so older people and children are the ones who feel, sense a lot of these things. You know what I mean? That's us turning around and like, who's that? Who's that? Looking over your shoulder real
Right.
quick, like, or you think
Instincts.
you see something. We'll call it instincts for the moment. You know
Going
what I
with
mean?
your- going with your gut.
And kids, they're the ones who sit there and like when they're playing, they're the ones who look up and they're like, "Mommy, who's that?" You know what I mean? Because they'll see that ghost or that that's something from the other dimension. You know what I'm saying?
Or
If we're gonna do
animals
that.
sometimes.
Or animals too.
Can see
Animals
too.
do the same thing. So then
See
it's
stuff
all
that's
these
not
things
there.
that could be.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Or that, well, we can't
Dogs
see.
freak me out when they do that.
Yeah,
because
dog, yeah.
it's like because
I
they don't
say
even
animals.
bark. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Usually when they hear something, they bark.
Yeah.
But when they get up and they look and they stand
Yeah, and they just
and their head
looking at
turns
you.
and goes like this
Yeah,
and they're looking at them like,
Yeah,
yo,
no.
what are you doing, yo?
Yeah, who the fuck are you looking at? Yeah, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So that then it's all these little things that, you know, from the Google research is talking about are contributing factors to night terrors.
This,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I thought this subject would be good because it touches on everything really what we think of. Because, you know, we're into aliens, we're into the afterlife, we're into all that stuff. We always think
Right.
there's something, you know, that one way or another, you know, it's more than just the obvious, you know, which is great because we're freaking nerds and we like talking about all that
Right,
stuff.
right, definitely.
You know what I mean? So
we hope
I
everybody
think
likes listening to it,
You
too.
know, but I thought it would be. I'm glad we had this conversation because I'm thinking, man, this is scary stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if someone was having this all the time, you know, I feel for them because
Right.
I would not want to. I would not want to have to be that person and go through that stuff. You
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
know what I
it
mean?
does. It sucks. Like I said, I don't have it like, you know, once a month or whatever. You know, I might have it every, like I think in 2024, I had it. I think I had 3 of them.
Okay,
You know,
wow.
before that, I hadn't had
3
it
too
in
many.
a couple of years. Well, I haven't had it. I didn't have it a couple of years.
Which is
before
great.
That, you know, I haven't had any. Well, you know, we just started 2025, but I haven't had any. You know, yet. But it's just one of those things. You know, it happens. It just happens, and it just. I can't even tell you what triggered mine. You know,
Right.
you just
Could be
gotta
anything, man, when you think about it.
it's just a pain in the ass, and they are scary. The only thing I could suggest, if anybody can, is even in the middle of the night terror, just try to calm down, and in your dream,
just control yourself.
you are
not that easy.
in control of your dream. You know what I'm saying? Don't if you know you can't move, don't
Mind
make
over matter.
Don't panic.
Right, yeah. Like, you know, but don't turn around.
Focus.
Right.
Like,
Don't
Yeah,
panic,
that's what I did.
calm down, relax, you know, and get through the dream, get through that
just
night
know
terror.
that, yeah, kind of just you got to like psych yourself, and
Right.
Like, kind of like, so is that what you're saying? Like,
Yes.
like tell yourself like
Right.
it's not real.
Yep, it's not real. Gotta go easy, take it easy. I'm gonna move in a minute, and your body will slowly bring itself out of the sleep because it's that fight or flight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you get super scared, you know, I'm sorry, if you get like that super angry and anxious and you start to fight, it makes the night terror worse.
worse.
You know what I mean? Like now you really can't, and now you start to feel heavier and everything else with it. You know, and it could be literally in your dream, right? Because night terrors are different for people. In your dream that you can't move, when you actually wake up is because you done turned over, rolled over so much you're wrapped up in your
Right.
blankets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what it was. So your brain associated it that way, or your sleep
Whatever.
brain.
It-
You know, I'm
yeah.
just saying for some. I'm not
No,
saying.
no, no,
you know,
no. I agree
yeah.
with you. You know, it's just everybody's different. And they're all
Yep.
going to do it in a different
Yeah.
way. I wanted to share something real quick because it talks about stress and everything like that. I got a new phone, going through the motions, and this is about being grateful and realizing what you have. So bear with me. So, you know, and I'm freaking out. I can't get my password to work. I'm trying to get my phone connected and all this other stuff. Then my wife says to me, "Hey, babe, remember that fight Haley was talking about down in Delaware?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "That guy lost his house, his everything, lost both his animals, everything he owned." And then I thought, it's only a fucking phone. Don't stress over the bullshit, the small things, man.
I know.
We all, when you think of something like that, that is
Right.
heartbreaking to hear that. So when we talk about how I felt immediately. I was like, oh my God, that's horrible that someone's got to go through that.
Well, you know, it's kind of like
you know,
one of
and
those, yeah.
so being grateful for, all right, so it's your phone, who gives a fuck? You can't have your phone for like 3 or 4 days, whatever it is you have to do, get over it.
Right.
Kind of
course,
thing.
it's
So
kinda
I was
like-
kind of learning from it, saying, you know what, my wife reminded me, and I'm like,
It's kind of like when people say first world problems. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
It's like, oh, my phone's all messed
Yeah,
up.
right.
It's like,
Yeah.
You know, it's our, you know, because. We're,
but I don't think she did it on purpose. She was
No,
just
no, no,
talking,
no.
right? And then
Right,
it was
yeah.
just like one of those things, and I was like, you know
you
what?
know, you're right.
You're right.
Sometimes someone
And I
says
felt
something
bad.
and it
I
makes
totally
perfect
forgot to
sense,
put
you
the
know?
phone down. I left it alone. We were done, and then we just, we moved on. And
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So my whole point was really is just to, hey guys, we all got shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, what it is you're really stressing over before you allow it to just to. Because
Give you
I
a
know
mentality.
I'm one of those people. I can
Right.
overanalyze shit, and I can make myself think things I shouldn't. But just be, good to yourself and
Yeah.
just figure it out.
Hell yeah. What were you gonna say next time? I think you're gonna say something.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Or I forgot.
Yeah, see?
Enjoy your life.
See? Yeah.
It goes fast.
Yeah. Listen.
It does.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Crazy fast.
Just be easy. You know, except for all those who I hope, just know who may have night terrors that listen, you know, some of us get them. You know, I said I've had them forever and a day. And, you know, if there's a trauma that I don't remember right now, you know, it is what it is. You know,
Hopefully
just
you get
stay
through it and
strong.
get done.
Get through it. Stay strong. And with that, love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
And go vegan.
Hello.